After graduating from high school, I was fortunate enough to attend Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, where I was able to live out one of my dreams, playing horn for the Yale Symphony Orchestra, one of the finest college orchestras around. Ironically, I found that while New Haven was home to such an accomplished and renowned orchestra, it was also home to many needy families and a public school system that couldn't afford to fully fund a music program in the local schools. Fortunately, Share the Music found a new and welcoming home at Yale, and with the support of the Yale School of Music, the Yale Symphony Orchestra, and lots of volunteers, we began helping to bring music back into New Haven's public schools.
I'm Naomi Wu. I play violin in the YSO. Austin told the orchestra about Share the Music at the beginning of the year and how he's been collecting instruments to donate to kids, and the project just really inspired me. I've been involved at home in Vancouver in volunteering to teach kids in Vancouver's downtown east side, which is the poorest neighborhood in Canada. And so this project really appealed to me, and I asked Austin how I could get involved.
Working with people as focused and hardworking as Naomi, we linked up with the Yale School of Music's Music in Schools program, which works to develop new music programs in New Haven schools and to provide the community with skilled music educators. When we met with the head of the program, John Miller, he was thrilled and excited to partner together with Share the Music to reach our common goal of bringing music to New Haven students.
We work a great deal in the New Haven public schools, providing instruments, students from the university to supplement music programs within the district. I'd say it's been well over 50% of the school or 50% of the district that needs help and resources. There's just many families that cannot afford instruments, they have a difficult time affording rent, food, but yet there's so much talent in this district, and that this has given them a new opportunity. And there are quite a few schools that have instruments, but they have so many students that want to be in the music programs that there's just not enough instruments to provide each student. And so by these collaborations that the New Haven Public School and the Yale University have made, we've been able to give these instruments to students that have not been able to afford musical instruments.
John put us in touch with Jeff Jones, a New Haven music educator at 2 different schools and a genuinely nice guy.
All the teachers are very reluctant, and the principals, to put some emphasis on instrumental music. They're under a lot of pressure, and I understand that, and I support that.
Jeff teaches at Wexler Grant Community School, where a lot of kids who are just dying to join the band are kept out, since the school just doesn't have enough instruments to go around. He also teaches at Truman School, where his incredibly enthusiastic percussion students have to play on desks because the school has barely any drums for them to play on.
And they're rubber tip sticks that are made for practicing on desks and tables. This is the best we can do, because we've got this one snare drum, we've got a bass drum, and a pair of crash cymbals in the next room. The kids don't have the money to rent instruments from outside instrument rental companies. They can play basketball, they can play other sports and games. As far as doing an activity that involves spending a few $100, it's not going to happen unless the school provides it. We do what we can with the instruments that we have. The instruments are regulating the numbers. If we had more instruments, more students will get to join. People would see a larger band with more parents showing up. Word would get around faster, and the image of the school would definitely increase and become more positive more quickly. If they see 30 or 40 students on stage doing something positive for the school, then yeah, that will boost morale and hopefully carry over into academics and helping their kids study and do homework and read and things like that. And depending on how quickly we are blessed with more instruments, we can get them to join the band this year. That is the fact that it's challenging, but that I help them to be very persistent. The fact that they're reaching toward a goal and they have success, that really, some of the kids go to school because of the band. That's how important it is for them. Some of the kids they've got so many behavioral, familial, academic problems that they're very, very discouraged. Some of them have this musical intelligence that's through the roof. So I give them a pair of drumsticks or a saxophone, and it changes their life, literally, their whole life. And it's really how it is. It sounds kind of storybook, but that's the reality. Okay, now.
My name is Nehemiah, and I'm in the 7th grade.
Nehemiah is an amazing kid because he's a special needs student who suffers academically, and he has a lot of behavior problems too. The only reason he comes to school sometimes is for band. That's just how much he loves it. Stuff up. Okay, let's see. Make something up for him. To be honest, I went through the same exact thing in junior high. I was a C and D student, lots of behavior problems, and I saw the UMass marching band, and I wanted to be in that band and play drums with them. And my teacher was a student at UMass at the time, and he taught me drums, and he applied. It's the same thing that I'm doing with these kids right now. We take broad life skills like discipline and focus, and he said, you're a successful percussion student, you're an unsuccessful academic student, you have to apply those principles to this or you won't go to college. And I knew he was telling the truth, and once I hit high school, all A's, and then I got to UMass and played with the marching band, and then I went to the Yale School of Music, a C and D student at an Ivy League school. So it's all possible. These kids, I don't know if their families are as supportive, but we're striving for it.
We put up posters and sent out emails, talked at the YSO concerts, basically just tried everything we could to let people know that if they had instruments lying around at home that they had no need for, there was a place for them, and that we would redirect them to someone who really needed them and who would really put them to good use.